This is video 2 for lesson 29, I believe. And we are working on problem 2 from the exercises. So the first thing I always do is read through the problem completely. At Prairie Elementary School, students are asked to pick their lunch ahead of time so the kitchen staff will know what to prepare. On Monday, 6 times as many students chose hamburgers as chose salads. The number of students who chose lasagna was 1/3 the number of students who chose hamburgers. If 225 students ordered lunch, how many students chose each option if hamburger, salad, and lasagna were the only 3 options? So the first thing I'm going to do is make my answer statement here. So how many students chose each option of hamburger, salad, and lasagna? Let's write something like, these students chose blank chose hamburger, blank chose salad, and blank chose lasagna. Sorry, I can't help reading it without thinking of lasagna. All right, so now let's figure this out. Going back into the problem, let's see if we could locate some important information that we need to know. So 6 times as many students chose hamburgers as chose salads. 6 times chose hamburgers versus salads. So I could show that real quick if I just had, here's salads. So let's just say this many kids chose salads. Well, 6 times that chose hamburgers. So that tells me that I'm going to do that 6 times. 6 groups of salads equals my hamburgers. And then it says the number who chose lasagna was 1/3 of the number of students who chose hamburgers. So that 1/3 gets a little tricky a lot of times. What does that mean? What that means is if these students were broken into 3 groups, one of those groups would have chosen hamburgers. So how can I break these 6 groups that chose hamburgers into 3 groups? Well, I could do one group here, one group here, and one group here. So 1 out of the 3 groups would be 2 parts. Does that make sense? 1/3. So it's a part of the hamburger group, and it's 1 out of the 3 equal pieces. So it would be 2 of them. So lasagna would be 2 S's. So that's a lot of groups of S's here. How can we then, we need something to equal it so we can have our equation. Where would we get that from? Well, right here, so that was important. Right here it tells us 225 students ordered lunch. So that means that the total, that this, and this kind of reminds me of when we were doing our ratio problems and they would either tell us part of it or they would tell us a total or they would tell us how many groups. So in this case they're telling us this many sections is equal to or the same as 225. So now I want you to see if you can solve this. If you know that all of these groups together have to equal 225, what can you do to solve that? Push pause and try to solve this on your own. If you are back, it means you've already solved this. So what I would have done here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 groups of S's is the same as 225 students. So there's our equation that we could have written. What I need to do with this 225 is split it evenly into all of these little groups. So how do I mathematically split things evenly? We divide. So I would take this 225 and divide it into the 9 groups. I know whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I divide that into 9 groups. This becomes 1S. This I need to do over in my workspace. So I can do 2 groups of 9 here. That would be 18. I subtract. 12 minus 8 is 4. Bring down the 5. 5. So how many? There would be 45. 1s would equal 45. Therefore, s equals 45. Again, realize that what I was doing to my variable was multiplying. So to undo it, I do the inverse operation, which is division. So next time, if I can come up with just the equation, I could solve it using those steps. So now I want to check it to make sure, so I plug it back into my original problem. 9 groups of 45, so I'm going to do 45 times 9. 9 times 5 is 5. Carry the 4. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 4 more. Nine times 4 is 36, plus 4 more is 405. Well, that doesn't work, does it? Oh, you see what I did? I don't know where I got 45 from because I needed 25 in each group. So I think I was thinking of this number right here. And again, that's the importance of checking your work, because as soon as I see 9 groups of 45 is 405, I only had 225 kids that ate lunch that day. So how could I possibly have had 45 kids, 9 groups of 45 kids, if that equaled 405 students? So I'm so glad that I checked my work. So now I find my silly mistake. I can go back and fix that. And then I get, I'll do my work over here, 25, 9 groups of 25. Let's try that. 9 times 5 is 45. Carry the 4. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 4 more is 22. 225 is the number of students I needed. So now that is check correct. So I'm so glad that I checked my work. That's such an important step that a lot of times we want to skip, but it's so important that you go ahead and do that one. All right, now you're going to try problem number 3. Again, see if you can read through the whole thing, write your answer statement down here, and then see if you can draw the pictures. If you can't, join me and see where you got stuck, and push pause at any time if you're ready to go on your own and not do it along with me. So first thing I'm always going to do is read the problem out loud, or not out loud, but at least read the whole problem. So the art teacher, Mr. Gonzalez, is preparing for a project. In order for students to have the correct supplies, Mr. Gonzalez needs 10 times more markers than pieces of construction paper. Right now, my math signals are tingling. I know 10 times more is going to be important. He needs the same number of bottles of glue as pieces of construction paper. The number of scissors required for the project is half the number of pieces of construction paper. If Mr. Gonzalez collected 400 items for the project, how many of each supply did he collect? So again, I need to write my answer statement. Hopefully you wrote something like Mr. Gonzalez, and I hope you capitalized his name, collected blank markers. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, I did not go back and make my answer statement here. I did not finish. So yes, there were 225 each here, but I need to say how many chose hamburger, how many chose salad, and how many chose lasagna. So the fact that I have 25 here, 25 here, that's 50 that chose lasagna. That's 25 that chose salad, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that chose hamburgers, and I'm going to use money to count it by 25. So this would be 4 quarters, or 100. This would be 2 more quarters, or 50. So 150 chose hamburger. I forgot to do that on the last one. Hopefully you did it without me. All right, so Mr. Gonzalez needs blank markers. He needs blank amount of construction paper. And he needs blank amount of glue. So let's go back and see what we know now. He needs 10 times more markers than construction paper. So right away, are you picturing what that would look like on your tape diagram? Which one's going to be super long? Which one should be shorter? He needs same number of glue as construction paper. So that tells me that these two tape diagrams need to be exactly the same size. And then the number of scissors required is half scissors, half the number of construction paper. So that one's going to be the smallest. So again, just taking some notes, markers should be the longest tape diagram or the most of our materials. Construction paper and glue should be tied. And scissors, which I got to add down here, we have a lot of supplies. Scissors should be the smallest amount. So again, that just really helps me when I draw my pictures that I should see this one the longest, these two the same, and this one as the smallest one. So let's see, we need 10 times more markers than construction paper. And it feels like construction paper is mentioned a lot. So we're going to use that as our stepping stone. So let's first draw construction paper. So if this is construction paper, let's just do something like this. Here's C. So now that you know this is construction paper, can you then draw the tape diagram for markers, which would be 10 times the amount of markers? Can you draw the tape diagram for glue, which would be the same as this construction paper? And can you draw the scissors, which would be half the number of construction paper? Push pause until you have those drawn. If you're back, it tells me that you have your markers drawn, and it should be pretty long because it's 10 times the amount of this. So I need 10 of these in here. And we could put C, C, but we're lazy, so then we could say dot, 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 and so on. We know all of those are C's. Glue is going to be the same. And then scissors is going to be half of a C. So we could say this is C, but in here this is an S. And we really only have half of it. So this one we don't really have. So now, what else do I know? How can I make my equation here? What are these the same as? Well, these are the same as the 400 items that are right here. So let's see how many C's we actually have. So we have 10 up here, 11, 12, and then 13, but we really have 12 and a half. So we can say 12.5 C's is the same as 400. So let's just see how it works out with the decimal. We might be able to change it to 13 and then just half that, but let's see if it works out with 12 and a half, because I feel like since this ends in a 5 and this has a 0, that we'd still have some pretty easy division. So what am I going to do with this 400 that needs to be split between all of these boxes? I'm going to split them mathematically, which means I'm going to divide. So I'm going to do 12.5 divided by 12.5. So over here I have 1C is the same as, let's see, 400, 12.5. Uh-oh, I have a decimal in the divisor, so I have to make this a whole number by coming over here. And so then swoop, there it is. Swoop, there it is. I need to put an extra 0 in here and move that decimal. So now I have 4,000 divided by 125. So now you'll need to go to video 2 to find video 3, actually, I apologize, to finish this problem.